Hi, it's Sasha from sashaharang.com, and today I'm talking about number 7 of the prosperity and abundant activator, which is money. Now, I have done a separate video already on money and how we feel about money. And yeah, it is a big thing anyway. It's a big subject, so I'm going to cover this again because it is part of this the 9 prosperity and abundant activators, and so it must be included. So I do have notes again. I try not to read from notes, but I don't want to leave anything out. There is so much to say about this particular subject and how we all feel about money, and it seems to be a collective sort of feeling around the world. You know, how we get emotionally driven by money and how it makes us feel. So there are 2 different kinds of money wounds, and one is a collective sort of thing. You know, it's from people who have gone through the Great Depression, or gone through a Wall Street crash, or have lost everything through a natural disaster, or been through a war, you know, and had to suffer the loss of money, or not having any money in their life. And the other wound is a generational type of thing, which is a personal money wound, which we tend to get from our family. And you know, often this type of talk is well intended from our family members, but we carry that with us, and we tend to tell our kids the same things, like money doesn't grow on trees, or, you know, all that sort of stuff. We don't even give it a second thought. They're just sayings, but actually they are implanting thoughts and connections and patterns in our children's brains, and which is exactly the same thing that has happened to us from our parents and our parents, grandparents, and so on and so forth. So it is a generational thing, and so we carry these money wounds with us, which gives us feelings and emotions about how we feel about money. So money does create tension, and actually they've proven, you know, it is the number 10 reason why people get divorced, because of the tension of people trying to have money, trying to get somewhere in their marriage, and can't get, you know, make it and see it through, and therefore, you know, end up having a lot of tension in their relationship, and ultimately end up getting divorced because of it. So, you know, a lot of us would have seen our parents perhaps argue about money. It can create arguments for sure if there's not enough, or it's been spent the wrong way, or whatever reason it is. And so us as children see this, and therefore we feel that money really is a very bad thing because we've seen our parents argue about it, so it must be. It makes them feel sad, it makes us feel sad, and therefore it must be a bad thing. So yes, it creates tension and it creates stress. Our relationship with prosperity and money is the actual problem. Money is just energy. If we can understand that, let's really get back to basics here. Money is energy. We are energy. The chair is energy. The desk is energy. The computer is energy. The tree out there is energy. The rocks, the road, the car that's driving down the street right now. It is all energy. Everything is energy. And there's nothing that separates us from that energy, from money. We are just all energy. Okay? There's nothing separate about it. So if we can understand that, then we can actually try and understand that money is a form of love. Now, I know it's a really, really big stretch for some people. They just are not going to be able to get their head around this. But on a higher level, money is a form of love. And the reason why I say this is because the chair that you're sitting on, the house that you live in, the car that you drive in, the clothes that you have on, the earrings that I have on, I like these earrings, by the way, has been all bought by money. Okay, everything is wrapped up in money. We are surrounded by it. Everything that we do in an everyday life, courses that we go to, you know, the theatre that we go to, has all been bought by money. And so therefore you know, we can't escape that, and it is wrapped in our whole life, in everything that we do. So if you can understand that, then you may be able to understand that truly money is a form of love, because we have bought all these things for our life so that we can be happy and, you know, live a better life or have fun, or for whatever reason. So money is a form of love, okay? The relationship we have with money is a little like the relationship that we have with our parent, like a child to a parent. We often get angry with money, and we feel resentment with money. And we feel resentment because we feel that we're not worthy to have money, and so we get resentful. And when we get angry with money, money doesn't get angry back at us. So it's just pointless, really, becoming angry with money. And like I said, it is a part of everything. And if we can just understand that money is neither negative or positive, it just is. That's all it is. It just is. It's that energy, and it is a flowing energy, okay? And there's no separation. It's just energy. It's just another thing that has energy, like everything around us. If we can just understand for a moment that we are all interconnected, okay? I know we often feel like we're separate beings, but really, in the big scheme of things, we are all interconnected. And the only thing that separates us is time and space and matter. So if we understand that we are all interconnected, then we will understand that we are abundant spiritual beings. Okay, at the heart, at the true heart of everything, that's what we are. So what we must understand is poverty is diametrically opposed to spirituality. Okay, so true spirituality is limitless and abundant. So for Buddha and all the spiritual people that we know in this world, they are able to be completely spiritual and understand and manifest what they want to be abundant, because they understand it through spirituality. And once they realize that they can manifest anything out of beingness and not out of manipulating money, then everything will shift and you will be abundant. So if we understand that we are spiritual, abundant beings, and that we can manifest what we want, then everything will shift and you will be abundant. I know it's hard to get your head wrapped around all of this, isn't it? Because forever we've been thinking another way, that we aren't worthy to have money, that money's hard to get, and all these other things that we have in blocks. So it's very hard to accept this and say, yes, I understand this, and totally I can change and manifest what I want and have what I want by being a spiritual being. So yeah, it is hard to get your head around, for sure. Much of prosperity has less to do with pushing harder and working harder. If we can find a job that we really, really love, and that we feel more recharged at the end of the day when we finish that job than when we started that job, then we know we're in the right place and that we have that flow in place. And once we're doing that, we are happy. There is happiness around us, and we are abundant, and we are giving more and getting more back, you know. So things will start to come to us once we're in a place of happiness. So find what makes you happy in life, so that you can have this flow, and so you can have this abundance and prosperity in your life. This is the absolute key. It is so important that you understand that being in a job forever and a day, pushing harder, striving harder to get to the top, is never going to get what you want far as abundance and prosperity. It will never make you happy. You will never be in flow, and you'll never feel really spiritual about what you're doing, so that you can give more and be a happy, truly happy person. The real part of prosperity is to have greater impact, to serve and to be a steward of the truth. What better way to heal yourself with money than to show the world that it is possible? Yeah, so get out there and find something that you really love doing and do it. Show the world that you can be abundant and prosperous. And what a better way to actually show the world is actually do it yourself. If you shine the light on the dark, you will find blocks. You will. When you're trying to move forward and you realize this in your life, you will come across the blocks, because if those blocks weren't there, you would already be where you want to be, but you're not. So you're going to come across blocks, and some will have a lot of blocks, some a few. And when you do, you need to shift those blocks. You know, you're going to come across hardships, things that you don't plan on happening, like, I don't know, your car breaks and you've got to buy a brand new car, or another car, and something that you really don't want to do right now. But you have to step out of that zone of racing towards fear. When something like that happens to you, you need to understand that you need to face this head on and not go to the place of fear, which is what we normally do when things happen to us. So once you do this, you'll be in a state of what they call overflow, and you'll be giving so much more and getting so much back. And this is a wonderful place to be, and this is what we all strive for. And if we can just move those blocks and make some changes and not go back to our old way of fear, and just trust ourselves, be willing to take action to move forward, so that we can move those blocks out of the way, learned things that we have in our past, and just move forward and be in a state of giving and truth with yourself, and be in a happy place, you will be prosperous and you will be abundant. And that is with money as well. Money is a really difficult one for a lot of people, but if we can just put these things in place, we can change our life completely. I hope this helps, and I hope you've made some notes. It is a really, really big one, money, and it can just stuff up so many of us. It's unbelievable. And yeah, it's way too much control over us, you know, because we believe that and we let that happen to us. So okay, so the next video that we're going to be covering is number 8, pleasure. And this is a really interesting subject, so I hope I will see you there. Please leave a like or comment down below, or subscribe to my channel, because I'm starting to get quite a lot of videos on my YouTube channel now about self-awareness and other subjects as well, which may be of interest to you. So I will see you in the next video. All the best and have a beautiful day.